Everybody, welcome back to Crypto Events Announcements. My name is Eugene Ramanenko. I'm your Crypto MC. Please welcome my today's VIP guest. She's blockchain lady from London, United Kingdom, and she's the CEO of Crypto Queens, and she also will be the distinguished speaker in Crypto Armenia and Yerevan on October 14 and 15 at Chainpoint 19 conference hosted by Vigen Arushanyan and Armenian Blockchain Association NOR. Team consists of another Crypto Queens from Armenia. So yes, very great pleasure to have you on the interview.
Thank you very much, Eugene. Great to be here.
For those who may be not familiar with you, could you please give us a bit intro, tell about yourself, and what are you working on in the blockchain industry right now?
Sure. So I've been in blockchain since around 2015. I had my own blockchain-based startup in China for a few years, exited that company last year, and now I consult with my company, Crypto Queens. We work with large corporates to educate them on blockchain, how they may integrate blockchain into their businesses, but we also work with startups as well on international expansion, marketing, and how to really talk to customers. And we're now building out a sort of another arm of our business, which is focused on women in the blockchain.
Why did you decide to share your ideas and experience in Yerevan at the Chainpoint 19 conference? What are your main reasons?
Yeah, so I think that one of the great things about crypto and about blockchain is that it's really global. It really is a global movement. And I think that's really exciting. I find it really interesting to look into different markets, what they're doing and how they're coming into the space. And I've seen, the guys sent me some information about what's happening in Armenia. And I think it's really important for people in the business, like myself, to understand what's happening everywhere. And so that's part of the reason why I wanted to kind of share and get to know the market and share what I have to offer there as well.
Well, I'm strictly obliged to ask you the next question. We know that blockchain industry, perhaps in our area, for example, it's very, very male-oriented. First question, why? And what we men should do from your viewpoint for fix that problem? We need more women, clever women in the blockchain industry in the world. What should we do?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think it is very male dominated in a lot of areas, not just your region, but that it's a very interesting journey. I think, when I first got into crypto, I would be the only woman in, all of the Telegram groups, all of the discussions. And, when I was in China, we'd be in a WeChat group or whatever. And I would be one of the only women in that. It's starting to change. It's positively moving that way. I think one of the things that, is really important is to not undermine or to not patronize or assume that just because someone's a woman, they don't know what they're talking about. I think you have to look at the fact that, so obviously there's crypto and there's blockchain. Two different things, right? So crypto is obviously based in finance, and the financial markets, again, are quite male dominated. That it is quite heavily male. So that, it kind of echoes that industry. And then blockchain obviously is quite technical. We have a tech-wide problem with diversity, and that's been acknowledged in a lot of places, particularly Silicon Valley. Of course, they're trying to advance diversity. I think it's really important just to acknowledge and support women in the industry as much as you can, so that not necessarily putting them above other people just because they're a woman, but acknowledging their skill sets and their experience and giving them platforms in which to share that. And that's what, speaking and things like that will really help to do.
Secondly, from your viewpoint as a lady, what is the main difference between women and men in blockchain industry, in perception, in behavior, in performance, and so other skills?
Look, I don't think there's necessarily a difference in performance or skills. Everybody has their own merits with, if you have the skills and you have the experience, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. And, you know, I think that's true of anywhere, of any industry. You know, with attitudes, I think, you know, there is a potentially some still, you know, old school attitudes where you know, women can't do the job, or they don't understand the technology. But I think, again, we're starting to see that change, and as long as we see more women supported in the space, we'll see more diversity. There are, you know, large companies being run by women now in the space. So take Backed, for instance, huge company now coming out of the States as a female CEO. You know, we're starting to see large companies, well-funded companies, that are being run by women. And actually, with the stats, women entrepreneurs are actually more successful than male entrepreneurs generally. That's in fact one of the sharks from the Shark Tank in the US. He prefers backing women entrepreneurs because they are more successful as portfolio companies. So, you know, that's a stat that exists. I don't know whether it's 100% true, but that's, you know, that's the fact.
Wow. Thank you for your opinion. What topics and issues will you be covering during your speech in Yerevan?
Yeah, so I'm talking about where the market's currently at and where it's going. We're in a really, really interesting point right now. So, you know, we had the huge boom of ICOs and the huge kind of hype. And now we're seeing all the institutional money come in. And I'm looking at sort of the next couple of years and where the space is going to go. And I'm talking a little bit about that. And I'm also going to kind of weave in some of that diversity that we've spoken about as well, and talk about the market in general. I like to really engage the audience. I've been to a lot of conferences myself. I know, you know, not to disparage any conferences, but sometimes you can get a little and not necessarily the most exciting content. So I like to really engage the audience and really try and bring them something a bit fresh.
From your viewpoint as an insider of industry, what are the main trends right now in the industry in that moment you can mention?
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of DeFi. So we're seeing a lot of banking institutions coming into crypto. So we see companies like Revolut, who started as a kind of, you know, a neobank, now entering the crypto space. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that. So we're going to see a lot more of those kind of traditional players enter the crypto space. I see also quite a big trend in collectibles, things like art. I think that's actually going to be quite a big industry in the future. So you know, with traditional art collecting, things like that, you now have a lot of digital art and collectibles that are up and coming, and then gaming is just growing and growing in the blockchain space. So I think those three are ones to look out for.
Well, although you are in London right now, I always ask speakers from different countries about crypto sites of their countries. I know you spent a lot of your business time in Australia. So could you tell us, please, what is Crypto Australia, if this country exists, Crypto Australia? How the things are going on in Australia in blockchain and crypto area?
Yeah, so it took a little bit of time to take off, but now there are some, you know, there's a really strong crypto community in Australia. There's some good leading players working in the blockchain space. There's some great up and comers as well. We do have really strong tech talent in Australia. There's been a bit of brain drain in recent years where they get taken off to the Valley or, you know, other kind of larger countries with larger industries. But now we're starting to see a lot more homegrown talent return, and there's a really strong tech talent. So I think we'll start to see a couple of really big companies coming out of Oz. I also worked a lot in China and that's another huge market. But I spend my time between kind of Australia and China and Europe. So.
Well, and finally, whom would you recommend to visit Chainpoint conference in Yerevan? What type of person will mostly benefit from attending this conference?
Yeah, I think anybody who's looking to get into crypto should come to these kinds of events. But you're also looking at companies that, as I mentioned at the top of the interview, crypto is truly international. So you want to understand what's happening in different places. If you're in crypto, you want to know what's happening in up and coming countries. Interesting things are happening in Africa, interesting things are happening in Latin America, in Armenia. So you want to understand what's happening everywhere. So if you are looking into driving your business internationally, then you should come.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard all by your ears. If you are borderless in your minds, if you're thinking worldwide and want to meet great international speakers in one place, one time, so please attend Chainpoint conference in Yerevan, Armenia on October 14 and 15. That's the right place and right time for meet speakers from 30 countries all over the world. And find your promo code Romanenko at CP19 for a 20% discount. It's written below. And by the way, we can also meet with you at other events that fall. So please visit cryptomc.com and find another promo code for another events on the list of events. And please subscribe my Facebook page or YouTube channel. Stay tuned for next speaker's interview. The word, CEO of Crypto Queens from London, United Kingdom. Eugene Romanenko, we're with you. Thank you for watching and see you in Chainpoint conference in Yerevan, Crypto Armenia in October 14 and 15. Stay tuned, stay crypto, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.